I'm traveling the country photographing strangers I meet off the internet. Today, that's a chocolatier in Halikko. The only person I ever met who never ate chocolate was my late godmother, Aunt Shona, as she claimed it gave her migraines. To a child, that sounded like some level of hell. As an adult, it still sounds pretty warm. Little did I know it wasn't just any chocolate or chocolatier that I was taking an omnibus towards today for this episode of Stitched With.
Hello, hi.
Mac, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Likewise. How's the morning?
It's okay.
Yeah?
We start with a cup of coffee.
Sounds
That's
great.
okay.
Perfect. Yeah. How's life?
Life is interesting.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah, indeed.
Very good.
We met at Petri's Cafe, a business built by Petri himself where you can find all things expectedly delicious, and where Petri still works crafting incredible handmade artisan chocolates for his more recent venture, Sirène. We had a coffee and lunch before sitting down to record some of Petri's inspiring story. All right, Petri, thank you so much, first of all, for having me out here and welcoming me here.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, mine too.
Very nice to have you here.
Likewise.
Yeah.
A pleasure to be here. Let the people know what you do, why we're here today, and I'm sure they'll be as excited as I am.
Okay, I'm Petri Sirén. I'm a chocolatier and founder of Sirène Chocolatier.
Beautiful. Can you give us a little rundown of how you got into making chocolate? The brief overview.
That's a long story. So I started in the pastry shop 40 years ago. It will be this year.
Wow.
40 years
Congrats.
ago, and around 20 years ago, I really started to concentrate on chocolate. So I have been always a big fan of chocolate since I was a very small kid, and as a pastry chef, I had a chance to use very high quality chocolates on my work and deal with them. But when I traveled in mid-Europe, like in Brussels and Belgium and France, I noticed that chocolate can be so much more than what we have here in Finland. And around 20 years ago, I ordered 1 shelf meter of professional books and make a small atelier in the downstairs of my house. During the daytime, I was a head pastry chef of Austrian pastry shop in Helsinki, and during the evenings and weekends, I was in my basement learn how to make chocolate.
I love that story. That's going to stick with me forever. I always admire like people who go out of their way to, you're essentially sacrificing part of your home and space, like things that you have to pay for to have that space. And I know it's a common thing for like a lot of people who have small businesses or they do art that they often don't do it at all because they might say, I don't have space, or I can't do this. And I always admire the people that go out of their way to sacrifice a part of their comfort to do their passion. So thank you for doing that because, well, we have all your work to show for it after all these years, which is amazing.
I think we have to thank more of my wife to let me do that. It's
Right.
a big sacrifice for the family with small children and all to give the space and not only the space but also the time what it takes to learn things like this.
Yeah, I can only imagine. You were saying earlier that at some point you had such great success with what you do, because at least as far as I've seen, everything you do takes a lot of time and a lot of care. So you can really only get there by working very hard. Thankfully, you've had some success to a point where you felt like you might want to slow it down a little. And I'm curious to hear what you have to say when it comes to managing a family and managing your own personal life when you put so much into your craft.
For us, it's been when I opened my first chocolate shop 2009 to Fiskas village. It was first planned that I run it by myself. I make the chocolates and I sell them, but I have to say lucky for us, right from the second week we had a long line behind the door when we opened, and there was no way I could manage it by myself. So my wife came to help me, and she kept helping me the next 20 years, nearly 20 years, and I'm very grateful for her for that, because it was not her chosen career to do, but I wouldn't be where I am without her, absolutely not. So that's been a blessing for me.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And you built a great business, and then now you're also working, what would you call it, this more artisan product?
I think you can call it more like artisan product. So I think I took my chocolate business business is a hard word, I don't like to use it, but my chocolate production and very high level in Finland, in Finnish standards, what we have here. But a couple of years ago I chosen to, taken a bit different road to proceed from now on. So with Petri's chocolate, we had one time we had like 5 shops, and we still made everything by hand and high quality. But now I want to focus smaller quantities, more effort, more precise, more details. Like going in a totally different way with this, and I think this what I do with Sirène, it's more like small desserts than traditional chocolate, with multiple layers and textures, different melting points, and fitting like too much things in a 110-gram piece, but make it work. That's a challenge. And that's what I love to do.
That's so beautiful. We were talking earlier, I keep noticing these similarities between what you do for your passion, your craft, and what I do in my experience as working in the arts. And I'm curious, do you see yourself as an artist, or something partially or completely different when you're working with chocolate? Or how do you view it? It's an abstract question, but I'm curious.
This is a question nobody has ever asked before.
Right.
But when I think about it, I totally keep myself as an artist. Definitely, it's an art.
Yeah.
What I do, I think it is, because it's something 100%. That I take it in totally next level, and with so much thoughts, with so much effort behind it.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, I've spent my life around artists. Hearing you speak today, just in the moments we've been able to talk already, there's no separation. Hearing an artist talk about their craft and going through all these small things that are very important to them, whether it to be, just the difference in a brand of ink that they choose to use, is like very similar to how you talk. So it's inspiring to me just to hear as well, and it's a familiar ground, which makes me feel at home here too, which is great. Yeah.
So you're saying this is like an older method?
This is the oldest method of doing this.
Who was like the earliest chocolate makers? Is that documented or?
There are some documentaries. There are guys like Lind, who was inventing one part of it. There was Van Houten, who was inventing one part of it. And
right.
Those are like really still names are living these days of those. But the first that used chocolate or cocoa, Myers, and before then Olmecs. Yeah, they use it. They drank it, so they make it a cocoa out of it, not chocolate. But it was very valued. They use it in their religion.
Yeah.
And it was also currency for them, the cocoa beans.
Oh, yeah.
They were like money.
Yes.
Still in the early 20th century they had it in some part of South America as a currency.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's been always a very valuable. So now we see that this chocolate is getting bigger.
Yeah. Sure.
So we are getting there. Now this will starting to be like around 28 degrees where we are aiming this chocolate. We had it at 45 degrees in the bowl. Yeah. And we have still the warm one here.
Is there something that you would like people to understand, or maybe that you found interesting from your time starting making chocolate in Finland to what it is now? Just maybe how things maybe have changed, or?
Of course, how people feel about food is changed a lot in this past 2 decades in Finland. As we talked also with you earlier, that like the restaurant level has raised a lot, a huge amount in this time of period. And it makes that the people really notice that there is so much differences in the foods. And it doesn't, so like the Michelin Star restaurants lead the way, and the knowledge of people is increasing a lot, that it doesn't matter if it's food or chocolate or whatever, that it can be also very, very different things, and there are many, many different levels.
Yeah.
And these people are starting to know better and better these days, even in Finland.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I was saying also earlier with even over my 13 odd years in Finland, I've noticed quite a big difference in when I came to Finland. I was working in restaurants as well. The classic, coming into a country and looking for work and ending up in bars and restaurants. So I still have a lot of friends in that industry as well, and definitely noticed some changes, which is nice. It's nice for the variety. Is there something that you feel Finland could still do? What's the next step? Do you have I know that might be putting you on the spot, but do you have an opinion where Finland could push itself to the next level as far as foods are concerned?
I think the most important thing would be that regular customers would open up their minds more, and using a small scale producers. It doesn't matter is it a small family restaurants or small honey producers or whatever, but open up that because the food market in Finland is very different than in many other countries. So what we find from the grocery stores, it's a certain way, it's very limited and very controlled, and we don't have such selections. So I would really encourage to people find out those individual workers and doers who make their own products, and you can find really some amazing things there.
There is a lot of good stuff, yeah. I do fear we might be relying on some policymakers to help us out a little in that too, because I know the bureaucracy around like handmade products and things that are farmed from home and stuff like that, being able to sell those products becomes very difficult, or then it's a lot of work for next to no profits a lot of the time. So hopefully people can make that change or help make that change as well, would be very cool. You're obviously already doing amazing things with Sirène. I'm curious, what's next for you?
For next, I think the environment makes a huge effect what you do, especially if you create something, if you are more like artist-like. So what I would like to see my production or my doing in a bit different light. Maybe a bit softer light, giving more ideas. In Nordic countries, the nature is harsh. It's a limited. We have some amazing products. We have amazing berries and things like this. But maybe some other places would have much more different possibilities to create new things.
That'll be great. Some nice international collaborations.
Yeah,
it's something that I support a lot of too. It's actually one of the reasons why I'm forcing everybody to speak their second or third language in these videos, because I know that Finland has so many wonderful things to offer, and I do fear that it often gets limited to staying within Finland. Whether it can be the arts and all these things as well, some things that I'm passionate about. And New Zealand has sort of the same problem. New Zealand's very removed away from everything, and you get all these amazing things, and then they just get limited to staying within the country. So one of my goals is also to kind of showcase Finland to outside of Finland.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, because I know that there's great collaborations to be had there, and also people just understand how many amazing things are happening here. Well, before we go and take a look at something a little more hands-on, is there anything else you'd like to share with the people before I take the camera out of your face? For now?
No.
Beautiful. Let's go and take a look.
Yeah. You don't have to edit this, your question.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for having me here, first of all, and last of all.
Oh, my pleasure.
Yeah, this is great. This is everything that this project is about. We would have never met if you hadn't reached out, so I'm very grateful.
Absolutely.
And just coming into experience, I know I'm going to leave here already very inspired and excited about learning about something new, meeting you, having a conversation. I'm very grateful, so thank you.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Yogurt and white chocolate ganache, and then we have a crisp layer with dark chocolate and very extra thin self-made cookies from the local oat. So there is 3 different layers and the shell.
So good.
Self-made lingonberry jam. Then there is a raspberry caramel layer and a crisp layer with dark chocolate and self-made extra thin biscuit. Because in this one we have the seabuckthorn jam, but then we have a honey caramel, and the honey comes 10 kilometers from here, and it's exceptionally good honey.
That's so cool.
And it's so runny that it starts very slowly to fall down now.
Wow.
But
Right.
what I have done, I control all of the melting points of different layers, that they melt in different temperature in your
Crazy.
mouth.
Yeah.
So they are just not mixing everything, but they are coming for layer to layer.
Wow.
Maybe you should taste.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
And if your mouth is watering at this point, ready to head out and buy some of Petri Sirén chocolates, well, you're most likely to find them on a private jet, mega yacht, or even a royal dining table, a testament to the quality and seriousness of this chocolate. And if you're serious enough, which I suggest you might try to be, since, well, I did get to taste them, and I have to say, no food has ever made me laugh or smile like those chocolates did when I tasted them. It was an entirely new level compared to anything I had ever tried. These chocolates are selectively made to order, and that process is of course left up to Petri, not me, but you can find information on how you go about that at chocolatiersirene.com. Alternatively, you can do the next best thing and follow Petri on Instagram and support a dedicated, well-deserved human being in pursuit of a wonderful dream that he has brought to life in this world. I spent the greater part of my life around artists as much as I could. Being a youth myself also meant that the majority of those were younger artists. Meeting Petri gave me an inspiring glimpse of what decades of dedication can look and sound like. Although I'm sure still constantly learning and adjusting, it was refreshing to hear an artist speak with the confidence and knowing in what they want to achieve. I'm not sure it translated entirely to camera, but Petri made quite a large impression on me. Welcoming and inspiring don't feel like high enough caliber words to use, and I can only hope that some of that joy and inspiration may come through to you, as I must move on to the next town and the next stranger. And if you'd support this photo documentary project with a like, subscribe, or a comment, I'd be very grateful for it. Stitched With is a photo project free of charge for all of those involved, but only continues with your support.
This maybe is a naive question, but how much of this stuff is like learned from somewhere or a technique that you developed?
It's very hard to say.
Yeah.
Because this is my own technique.
Yeah, cool.
And but I have always told that I steal, I borrow, I copy as much as I can, but I make it my own way. Because it's quite hard to really invent something new. It doesn't matter what it's the but to make it your own way.